Hey everybody, I am going to be creating this card. I had colored these Magnolias in a previous video. If you missed that video, I will have a link in the upper right hand corner to that video. I just color the Magnolias. There's no voiceover or anything like that. But I am going to be starting off with a Altenew stamp. It is the Pattern Play Diamond. It is a really nice background stamp, and I just stamp it on some cardstock, just some regular cardstock with some VersaMark ink, and I'm using some white embossing powder. And then now I'm just heat setting that so that it melts the embossing powder. I wanted a subtle look in the background, that's why I'm just using white on white. And then now I'm trimming it down because I want it to be smaller than my card base. And I will have all of these supplies listed down below just in case I don't mention something. And also over on my website, you can see pictures as well, just in case you're more of a visual person instead of just a list of supplies. So now I am taking Distress Oxide in Peacock Feathers. I'm just using what is on the sponge because I didn't want it to overpower the card. I just wanted a very light color in the background behind the flowers. Now I am just distressing this layer, and this is the one where I stamped it and then I added the color to it. And I am also tearing the bottom portion to kind of have it as at an angle, and just to give more interest to the card because I really wanted the flowers to stand out. And it just gives interest to the card without it overpowering, so the focal point will be the flowers. So now I'm taking this wood veneer piece. This is from the Altenew card kit, and I will have a link to that as well. And I love these wood veneer pieces. I very sparingly use them because I love them so much. So I use some white embossing powder to color it, and it is very sticky on the back. So I did add some powder to the back of it because I didn't want it to stick somewhere where I didn't want it to, because it would have definitely ripped. So anyway, so I layer that stamped page or panel onto another piece of cardstock, and I do the same thing. I rip it and distress it just to give it a more interest. And now I'm going to start adhering everything down. So I add the square piece in the kind of upper right hand corner, and then now I'm going to start adding the flowers. And again, I had colored these in a previous video, so be sure to check that out. And let's see, I'm just trying to arrange them, and I do add some foam underneath some of them so that they pop up, and so they're arranged really nicely. And I do add some upholstery thread under them just to give the card a little bit more interest and texture. And then now I'm adding these little buds. They're really pretty. I did them almost more of like a vintage look to them, and I like the contrast between the cleaner flowers and then the more vintage looking ones. Then I cover up the flowers and then I add some splatters with the Picket Fence Distress Spray. And then now I just stamp a sentiment. This one is from the something bud stamp set. I can't remember, but I will definitely have it linked down below. And I stamp it on some vellum with some VersaFine ink, and I add some clear embossing powder just because I'm impatient and don't want to wait for it to dry. So I adhere the sentiment to the card, and I really struggled with trying to figure out what color I should stamp in, and I'm glad that I chose black because it stands out. The sentiment stands out really well. So I am taking some Nuvo drops, and I like to do this on my mat. That way I am not messing up my card if I put them somewhere where I don't want them. So I let them dry and then add them later. And now I'm taking the Tonic glitter or shimmer pen or shimmer brush. I cannot remember names of things tonight. So I'm just adding a little bit of shimmer to the flowers and then just the card just to give it a little bit more interest. And today I was being a little brave and I did actually add the drops to the card, and I usually don't do that, but I was impatient and I didn't want to wait for them to dry on my mat. So here is the card. You can find more photos and a full description and a full supply list over on my website. Here's a couple more videos you might enjoy. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up, share it on social media, leave me a comment down below, and thanks so much for watching. I'll catch you guys later. Bye.